4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. Okay, there we go. Okay, sorry about that, everybody. Looks like we're good to go now. So, here I am. Sweet. Okay. Hey, everybody. Let's see if I can turn that down just a little bit. Okay. So, hi. I want to first of all, Vancouver in the house. Sweet. No sound. Okay. I think I know why. Hopefully you guys can hear me now. Let me know. Kay Swift is here. Sweet. And Humphreys, Carla, these people are here or were here. So, as I've mentioned a couple of times already, I am in the process of changing, tweaking, without buying anything, tweaking the stream to see if we can get it to look even better. If I haven't said this in a while, but I stream from my kitchen / main room. Some of you have been to my house before and have seen this place. Anyway, and we have shitty internet out here. So I have, if you're a nerd, I have less than a mega, or I have less than 10% of recommended upload speed. So it takes me, which is why it takes me so long to, Happy New Year to you. That's why it takes me so long, hey Lindsay, to upload stuff. So that's why the quality isn't like maybe as perfect as it could be, even from somebody's phone maybe. But I'm doing everything I can on my end to hopefully make it look better. And I hope, I love your feedback. You can let me know, especially if you think I'm going the wrong way. Like if it's getting worse. I definitely would want to know that. I did a sound check of the sound, and I think the mic is good to go now. It's funny, it wasn't working at first. And then tonight we're going to be doing a technique class, and it's called 2-point technique. And 2-point technique is sweet. Sweet. Hey, Kelly. Sweet. Everybody's showing up. Okay, cool. You're on Twitch. All right, cool. Thank you for the feedback, y'all. Actually, no, we don't want that. We want it here. Okay. Sorry. There we go. That's it. Now. Okay. Anyway. All right. So, thank you for the jam yesterday. I was hoping people would stop by, and it looks like they did. It was one of our more attended ones, and I was really happy about that. And the playlist was really good. Well, it wasn't a playlist. It was a mix that Vivian had sent to me, Spiral had sent to me, and it's called Embodiment, and it is linked to yesterday, I think. And it's by a DJ named Sheila Jit, like the name Sheila, like my housemate and friend, and then J-I-T, Sheila Jit. Speaking of my housemate and friend, Sheila is here tonight because I'm teaching technique. I wanted to focus all the cameras on me, which I know is kind of selfish, but she's also said she was down with not being on camera tonight, but she is here taking the class with me. We're going to be talking about 2-point technique tonight, and 2-point technique, well, actually, what I would like to do here, sweet, everybody's showing up, thank you guys. I'm going to show you very quickly a little demo of this for those of you that don't know, because we're going to build into this tonight, but I want to make sure that if you're just tuning in that you understand the class. Okay, so in HoopPath, this, when you hold the hoop on the back of your hand, that's considered point technique or point position. Point technique technically could be anywhere on the body as long as you're not gripping the hoop. As long as you're not gripping it or holding it like this is not 2-point. But if there's no like sort of obvious like grip, control of the hoop, then you're in point technique. When I'm waist hooping, I mean, nobody would call this point technique, but this would technically be point technique because it's gripless, right? But for the arms, what we do, or for the hands, is where we really talk about point the most. And point technique is a way of moving the hoop around without grip. And it is, my opinion after a lot of experience that there are nuances of the hoop's motion, like nuances to those new things that are only opened or maybe more easily opened when you're not gripping it. Just like there's really cool stuff that I can do with grip, there's really cool stuff that I can do with point technique. The thing about point technique is one of the big questions is, why would I need to learn this? I don't know. Like, why do you need to learn any dance? It's just a way of moving. And I think the thing that, like, if you have any interest in making hooping your like sort of fitness hobby or whatever, that means you have to keep doing it all the time. And to find that momentum is good to have different areas that you can work on, different things that you can explore. And it'll kind of keep feeding your curiosity more and more. And then success kind of breeds confidence, but it also breeds curiosity. A lot of times once we find something, we're not just satisfied. We want to find more. And so with point technique, 2-point in particular, we come back to it in my classes to help people sort of build that bridge there. Okay, so just to show you a little bit about what this looks like, tonight we're going to be focusing on 2-point technique. This is 1 point. This would be 2 points. And then anytime I add another point of contact, this would be 4 points, then I'm in that many points of contact, right? But 2-point, like if you hear me say it, or if you hear, other HoopPathers or people that have taken a bunch of class, when you say 2-point to them, they're pretty much thinking on the arms, because that's generally how we teach it. These are 2-point folds I'm doing. This is a fold walk. These are 2-point hops. And for me, as a lot of you know, I want to, God willing, I want to be a badass 80-year-old dude. And I think, like, now that I'm still in my 40s, I can help ensure that by giving the young 40-something guy something to play with to take into his older age, right? And so hopefully when I show up to my 80s, I'll have 40 years of practicing 2-point technique, all right? Okay, so we're going to get started. Sweet, people jumping in, thank you. All right, cool. We're going to start with a sway song so you can throw your hoop down. Now, if you haven't had a technique class with me before, what I'll do is we're going to do sway like we normally do, but then I'm going to just put music on in the background and kind of just walk you through various different things to play with all night long. All right. So... Oh, thank you. Okay. So if you're new to me, new to class, whatever. Got a little bit too much going on here. Sway is freeform movement, and you're in the privacy of your own house right now, and so you can make that movement, any way and anything that you want to. You could be stretching, you could be sitting, you could be swaying. And your goal is to find a drift. To find a drift. To catch one and ride it, opening your body. I like to get blindfolded for mine. Goes to plan, then I'll never really know what I'm doing for the full sway. In fact, the deeper I go in, for me, the less I know what's coming next. We're trying to catch this movement drift to carry us into our bodies, maybe away from worry, away from fear or anxiety, to catch this drift of movement coming through us. Tonight we're going to be using the arms. So I want you to bring your awareness to your hands. Just imagine that you've walked into each hand and you've turned the brightest lights on inside the hand. Your awareness in your hands, you can move them around the space you're in, move them along your skin. And you'll feel them and see them differently. Breathe deeply into your awareness in your hands and realize how much they do that you've missed. How gentle they can be, how articulate they can be, how strong they can be, how they can send energy, how they can receive energy. How they can touch without touching. Okay. Sweet. All right. So you can grab your hoops if you like, if you're ready. In my regular, the reason I always say if you're ready or if you like is because it's a rule in my class, like my real class with actual students, that if they're feeling the flow of sway, that they can just stay there as long as they want to. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about point technique right now. And we're going to start with the basics. Now, I know a lot of you have had HoopPath before. That's actually a pretty good angle for this. I know a lot of you have had, actually, let's get back to that one. Because that was actually, yeah, that was a good one. Okay. All right. So, yeah, let's stay here. Okay, so good. So this is point technique or point position. And what we're going to do right now is we were activating the hands, and we're going to move. Actually, I should just go ahead and press play. Oh, okay. I don't know what happened there. All right. So this is point position, and I'm holding the hoop on the back of my hand. And it's a very patient way of moving with the hoop, and it affords you a lot of luxuries because you can feel like the weight of the hoop all the way through your range of motion and point. Story of the My Dan, if it helps inspire you creatively. There were three sort of elements in point technique to the My Dan. There was the My Dan themselves, their hoop, and then the wind. And so in their mythic place, point movement is kind of like wind being created. And so you're riding that wave, that wind, or I'm mixing up my metaphors, but you're riding that current of wind. Now, of course, I've hooped everywhere. I've actually been outside before, and I have felt what they were talking about, but most of the time I'm inside these days. So that wind that I want to feel with point technique is going to be created by me asserting movement. I can get that movement. If I'm lucky enough to make it to 80, I want to have both hands with me. I want to have both sides of my body articulated because I know that if I fall, I'll need these reflexes. So I can take care of my future self in point technique by articulating my whole body, by moving the hand that's not on the hoop, by drawing with my feet, audible breath in, Right now, I'm hanging point. The hoop is more or less hanging in point technique. If I turn really fast, I'll slowly put the hoop into a fly. So this is point fly, or flying point, hanging point, and then standing point is balance, which we'll talk about maybe at the end of class or next class. Okay, so make sure I'm not missing any questions. Sweet, Tina. Amy's here. Sweet. Thank you, Allison. I appreciate that. All right, so let's get into some of the 2-point now. Unfortunately, or fortunately, tonight's going to be a lot of talking from me because this is a technique class, but I'll try to give you some flow time at the end. So right now we're going to work on 2-point technique specifically. Now this is considered the inside wall of the hoop. This is considered the outside wall of the hoop. So inside, outside, kind of obvious. This is 2 points of contact on the inside of my hoop, right? And I have my hands at the corners of the hoop. So imagine if I could cram a square, if I could cram a square into my hoop, where would the corners be, okay? So I'm going to put my hands more or less at the corners of my hoop. Now we all have different size hoops, so this will create different things. And now what I want to do is I want to feel, because if they're at the corners, if I push out, my hands are going to walk, right? They're going to move. Well, that's cool if I want to do it, right? Like that's an old school move there. You sort of throw the hoop up and then, right? But what I want to do right now is find the balance of my 2-point. Nice. Again, Sheila is here with me. I want to find the balance of my 2-point. Oh, I did it that thing. Okay, here we go. All right. So I'm at 2 points of technique contact here. And if I'm at the corners, then you can see how you start to get a lot of movement with the hoop, right? And then I can go into my fly really quick if I want to. And then when I'm in my fly, and if you don't get dizzy, when I'm in my fly technique, I can move my hands up and down like this, and I'll just create a little bit more coolness or cool feeling anyway. This is like if I wanted to kind of, right? 2 points on the inside wall. I can hand walk from the inside wall with 2 points, or the point technique. I get it, it's not the coolest looking move in the world, but it's fun, right? And then of course there's 2 currents to that. Definitely rolling towards me is easier for me, I guess. Okay. But those are point techniques from the inside wall, okay? Now, what I want you to play with me for a little bit here is using these 2 points to smear the hoop, 2 inside points to smear the hoop onto you in point technique. So my hands are going to be in the corners, or maybe they might drop a little bit lower. I'm going to do my regular smear, but this time I'm going to use point technique. Right? If you don't know what a smear is when you imagine that the hoop is painted red and you want to smear a red belt around yourself, right? And so you smear that there, and the hands come up here. But this is with, just so I don't lose you guys, this is 2-point smear. And perhaps the most important thing to feel about this is how you can leave 1 point, one hand can stay high and trace the other hand down, right? Or the other hand traces down, sorry. So, good. Right? All right, nobody's commenting today. I hope you guys are. Oh, you're welcome, Carla. I'm hoping that you're not commenting because you're trying this. So these are smears. I'll just show you some more of them. No, don't worry. No, one thing I want you to understand is that as a teacher, I might tell you to put your hand somewhere that I think is probably going to give you the highest percentage of success. But I don't know you. And so it could be that, you get this smear with your hands completely at the sides. There's no rules in hooping. Nobody cares. You're not going to break any rule. The only rule that we have tonight is to try and stay in point technique. That means just try to not grip the hoop, okay? I've had people that have, in my workshops, have taken point technique while gripping it the whole time, and they never understood what we're talking about. way the smear works is you're bringing the top down, right? So you're bringing the hoop, so it's going to roll good. There's going to be a steady path of contact right there, all the way around you. And if you've never done a smear, then just practice them with grip at first. Sweet, Tina. Got to know each other forever. Old school. Now, what I want you to do, since a lot of you are pretty advanced hoopers, and since a lot of you have done two-point technique before, we can start to play with it and let things happen. Like I can let go of one hand, and I can do point passes up here. And if you're not sure what to do, just hang your hoop like this and just be that wind, just knock it, right? Just create motion on it. Adding some stuff in, okay? I've done this move before too, but I'm just going to lean the hoop against me right here, and I'm going to reach in, and I'm going to fan my hands out, and then I can hold the hoop that way. But no, I'm leaning against me. I'm going to reach down and make sure my wrists are on top of the hoop. There you go. And then push out. Okay? And what I like to do, and what's cool to do, is to teach yourself how to create that grip. This is gripless, but this is the point version of a grip. We call it a lock, but that's a point version of a grip. And if I can teach my hands how to find that grip, then I can do a lot of the same cool shit that I could do with grip. So if you want to feel this, I just hang it here, come down here, and there. And that would be what you'd want to feel. This is an old school move with that move. Again, this is all point technique. I'm here, I'm holding the hoop here, and I can bring one hand up just like that smear we were doing. Yeah, same here. I got in 2001. Boom. Again, ask questions away, fire away if you need questions. So this is, I'll just play around a little bit with this, give you some flow time with it, maybe a minute or two. You're applying a little bit of pressure, yeah. But you're not, what you're not necessarily doing is creating this kind of polar opposite pressure. I forget, was it centrifugal? I don't remember. Centrifugal, I can't never remember. But I can do cool things with that pressure. That's cool. But what happens in point technique, especially when we were doing some of the other stuff, is that you play with that pressure. There's not a constant pressure there, because sometimes you want the hoop to be just kind of weightless. See how it spins on my hand there? if I'm doing whatever, basically I'm still on the inside mostly with it, but I'm letting those hands move for sure, moving around. Yeah. Here's the thing, guys. Your point technique, what I love about it is that it's intended to create happy accidents. It's intended to create these things that you didn't see coming, and then your ninja-ness, your badassness, your my damnness, your whatever it is that's awesome in you saves the hoop, and you're like, holy crap, that just came from me. All right, I love this song, but skip it just because I've played that so many times. I don't want you guys to think I'm getting paid by Ataya. Okay, so a little bit more point technique now. Actually, maybe I'll stop the music just for a second here. Actually, I'll just bring it way down. Okay, that's me turning the music down. You don't need to adjust anything. Okay, so I want to talk now. We've been on 2-point on the inside, and just so we don't run out of time here, good, this is perfect timing. We're going to move to 2-point, and this is the version that most people know. So I was on the inside wall, I was on the internal wall before. Now, 2-point technique, what I'm going to do is have one inside hand and one outside hand, or inside point of contact, outside point of contact. The way that I used to teach this on the road is you would hold the hoop out here in front of you, just like this. You see how it's completely perpendicular to the line I'm creating with my chest, and then I take my other hand in point position, push it down here, bring it down here, and then I push, and I'll feel weight, maybe in a funky way, maybe in a cool way, into both hands. You probably will notice it on the non-dominant hand. This is definitely an unusual way for us. We don't usually feel resistance this way, so be careful with yourself there. But this is 2-point technique, one inside and outside wall. Inside and outside wall. And if you're new to this, and you want to try 2-point technique and do some of the cooler stuff, the first thing you want to do is just develop this grip, like this hold. A mistake a lot of people make is they keep their hands, they're too much in a line. They need to be pretty much vertical, right? I don't know if you can see that. Exactly vertical there, right? And so they're here this way. And then I want to, when my arms get tired, this is where it gets a little badassy. I'm going to throw the hoop up a little bit and then switch hands, okay? So I'm here. I'm going to throw the hoop up. I want to throw it up, especially if I'm a beginner, if I've never done this before. Hey, Dana. I'm going to throw it up. Boom. 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 Okay? Oh, one thing I was going to say, though, is that if you're brand new to this, you've never done it before, one of the cool things you can do is try to develop, again, seems oxymoronic, but the grip of your 2-point, how well, and by spinning around and see how I'm keeping it in the line, it's not falling back on me. Like I could swing it to me, and that's one of the cool things about point technique. I'll pull the music up a little bit. Okay, so this is 2-point technique, inside wall, outside wall. These are me hopping from one hand to the other, right? Good. Now, I can, from this position, I can go right back into some of that yummy 2-point that we were just doing, right? So this is, I'm not limited to just, looking like the Karate Kid here. There's a lot of things that I can do to roll out of this. And so what you want to do is develop, oh no, this is the one I don't like. Sorry. It's not that I don't like it, it's just, it's not right for this one. Okay. So I'm in 2-point technique here. I can bring the hoop onto me. And then I'm back into my 2-point. This is me doing a series of just hops back and forth. Now, the more I bend my legs, the more I keep my arms bent, the less it hurts my hands, right? Like I'm not, it's like I'm catching it, but I'm still a dancer, So we're trying to do Throw it up. Keep your hands vertical. Now, I will tell you, if you're new to this, one of the big mistakes that people make, or not mistakes, but one of the ways that it makes it harder for them, is you keep your hands too close together. Okay, so here's the deal. The closer my hands are together, the more of an arm strain it is, the more of a chest strain it is. The further, the easier it is. If I go too far, then I'm not really doing two-point technique at all. So what I want to do is not be this close, but be close enough that I can kind of feel, I can pull back with the top hand and push out with the bottom hand. Kind of feel that weight there. And then if you can feel that weight, then you can do spins, toss like spins out of this move on your way to the hop. Okay? So I'm here, I'm going to push out with the bottom hand, push out with the bottom hand. Okay, my mic needs to be louder. Gotcha. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll turn the music down a little bit. Maybe that'll make it a little bit easier. And let's boom it out even more. Let's see what we got there. Okay, is that good? Is that better? I hope that's better. Alright, yeah. Okay, alright. So hopefully that's better for you. Okay, if it's too loud, I'll go back down. Okay, so I'm doing spin out of that 2-point. Super fun. And then, you know, we've talked about this before. We're not going to get into it right now. But once you put spin on the hoop, then it's a rolling wheel. Then anything you put underneath that, it's going to roll over. So body rolls are super easy out of a move like this. I'm going to use my the lower arm, my left hand is the lower one. I'm going to use that as my sidewalk right now. And just boom. Right? It's almost too quick. And here, I'm trying to show off and do it in double point. Lower hand, I'm going to send it to the back from there. Boom. Oh. So, essentially what I'm trying to show you is, I think I hit my camera. Essentially what I'm trying to show you is that you can create spin, you know, and then for those of you that have done HoopPath before, you know, I don't know if you remember this move. This is going to be kind of advanced, but this is spin, but I can, actually, maybe I'm getting ahead of myself there. Well, I can put spin on it and then go into a nice clean toss from it. There's another thing we can do, but we'll talk about that at the end of class. And I can catch the hoop. That's the other thing, is that you can do some pretty cool, like, badass looking catches. I don't have any parts in the way here, so I can bounce the hoop off my chest and catch it, which is kind of fun. Okay. If I put a little spin on it as I do that, it's a little dangerous, but it'll pop the hoop up. See that? Right? I can clap. And then this is me just doing a fit of them, just doing as many as I can. Hey, let me know if my mic is better or if it's too loud. Uh-oh. Sweet, Kim. All right. Now, this is a kind of advanced move here, but this isn't for everybody. But I can spin the hoop, pull it back to me, and then I enter the hoop in double point, right? And if I time it right, I can barrel roll with it more or less. Now, I haven't tried this move in forever, but here we go. So I'm here. I'll show you what it looks like. I'm going to put spin on it. right? So I'm here, right? I'm gonna put the spin on it there, right? But I'm gonna go in here, double point, just keep turning with it, right? Spinning the hoop, bottom hand pushes out, and I've gotta pull it back to me, right? And then I can go right into that 2-point. There's that 2-point fold thing we were talking about. Right here. If this is your first class, they're not usually this techy, but we're going to try to grow some technique so we can keep our curiosity going. Oop. I just gave you guys a feedback shot. I'm sorry about that. Here, I could do it one-handed. I used to be able to do it one-handed. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about, okay, please do it again. So I'm holding the hoop here, and remember the spin is the real key part, right? And I get that spin by pushing out with the bottom hand, back with the top hand. So I'm here, boom, right? Boom. All right, so that spin is going to help me smooth out my barrel roll. I'm going to spin it, but I'm also pulling it back to me. And then I can just stall right out of it. Like once you get, once you get a feel for point technique, your timing with it gets sick, right? Like you can almost put the hoop, like I can pretty much, once you get it, you can put the hoop to sleep almost like immediately without touching it, just like you could grip it. Okay, here's the move one more time. You want to be super literal, okay? My left hand's on the bottom, my right hand's on the top, it doesn't matter. I'm going to be pulling it back though. That top hand's going to go, the hoop, I'm bringing the hoop past my shoulder, right? I mean, not literally, but that's sort of where the hand is going to go. But then it's going to come out and then come right back in, hit the hoop with 2-point technique. Actually, if you want to feel exactly what I'm talking about, then hold the hoop on your wrist right here, okay? And then put the hoop in flight, just turn. And once it goes into flight, this is the feeling, okay? And then I can switch it. It doesn't have to stay on my wrist. I could put it on my hands or whatever. But that is the feeling that I'm doing when I'm here. So my left hand's on the bottom, right hand's on the top. I'm gonna pull back and roll with it, boom. I don't know why I'm one of those guys that makes sound effects, but I do. It's not for sure. Okay. All right. So. All right. Then we're gonna new technique, new song. That's a little ominous for what I want right now. Okay. So. We were doing these kind of hops in 2-point, and then this is where it really gets fun, or can get fun. Sweet. Is here, and this is instead of hopping, we're just going to fold over. This is called goo. We're going to be gooey. Instead of hopping, we're going to be gooey, and I can fold the hoop, and it's going to feel weightless and then heavy in each hand. Weightless here, heavy. Weightless, heavy. Weightless, heavy. Now to get me there, just like we were throwing it up on our tosses, what you can do is push up and then switch hands. Push up and then switch hands. So here's what's actually happening. Top hand on the inside wall, bottom hand on the outside wall, okay? That's gonna stay. But in order to switch positions, the top hand will have to move to, sweet, in order for this to work, the top hand is going to have to snake its way around and become outside, external contact. So it's internal right now. And so this is like sort of the magic of like a contact ball or something like that, you know. This might help you. Let's just see what this will look like if we... What's that? Yeah, you're keeping contact the whole time. That's what's different about this than a hop. I'm keeping contact the whole time. I'm not sure if this multi-angle thing is going to make this easier or not. Alright, let's see here. We're here. So these are the switches. And this is me if I add those hops in, and maybe just a fold or two. Well, we'll get to that later. So this is the basic move. If you don't have this one, I really suggest learning it because it's fun. Now, one thing that helps is if you have to, if you can't be aware of both hands at the same time, which is hard, be aware of the bottom hand, okay? That when I come back over the bottom hand, awareness on the bottom hand, wherever that is, the hands are just walking over each other here. I have 8 cameras going. I've gone insane. I don't have all 8 going right now, but there's a total of 8 around here. But half of them are just regular webcams. So
the physical universe is basically playful. There is no necessity for it.
Okay, so
it isn't going anywhere. Have some destination.
Sweet. Okay, so I don't want to wear you out too much on time here. So let's see. What there was a few more things I thought we could try. Okay, I think I was going to get into hops, but I think rather than do hops, I think what we'll do is a quicker switch that you can do that's kind of hard. Okay, so we're going to end on something hard, and then we'll run a little bit past 8 with a free hoop. But so no, it's really important to pay attention here. Like so, do you see how my hands are coming together here, and each is sort of pointing in opposite directions? What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my elbow down, the top elbow down, right? And then I'm going to pull back on the hoop and then switch my hand to over here, right? Good. So now both hands' fingers are pointing the same. That's not good. They're pointing the same direction, okay? Before, they were pointing opposite directions. So what I want to do is I want to get on this side of the hoop, from here to here, from here to here. Okay? Now, I have, Spiral says I have the goofiest arms on the planet, so maybe I can do this because they're goofy shaped or whatever. But what we're going to do is I'm going to start to put pressure on my outside knuckle, on my right side of my knuckle there, on the hoop. So I'm here. I'm going to put some. I'm here. I'm going to put some pressure on it so that I'm kind of feeling pressure from this finger to this point on my wrist. So I'm kind of like this right here, and hopefully you'll feel that sort of pressure, because we're going to use that pressure. I'm holding with the bottom here. We're going to use that pressure and push to flip the hoop up. We're not hopping. We're just going to flip the hoop right across. So it's like here. See, I'm in this position. I've gone from here to here, right? And then this is the hard part. I've got to flip it and then catch it there. Now you see the difference? This is what we were doing. This is what we were doing. But now what's different is the top hand is going to stay the top hand. It's folding around that top hand. The hoop is going to, you're going to feel the hoop roll across, the back of your wrist or your arm or something like that. And then, of course, if we can do one hand, we want to do the other hand, right? So just so we're clear, you don't have to start this way, but it helps you find a way in to remember the move, is to bring the hand on the other side. Yeah. Now I'm turning the hoop towards my thumb here. Turn it towards my thumb. Boom. Here, 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 here. Boom, boom. Now, this is the thing I'm saying here. I want, if you're struggling with this at all, this is kind of the sophistication of flow movement over the years. And of course, it's not like I'm, any more sophisticated than you are, but you can, if you stay with it, you'll develop all these subtleties, like I've been doing this so long that my left and right arm, they just kind of know how to help each other. But if you're learning this for the first time, it's like, two branches of service talking to each other for the first time, right? And so, wow. It's just be patient with yourself as you develop this move. But here it is again. I'm holding the hoop here. I'm going to bring my hand onto the other side of it. Doesn't matter. And then I'm going to try to twist the hoop towards my thumb. Boom. Boom. No, the top hand does not move. Sheila just asked, is the top hand now on the bottom? No. That is the way it works when you're doing this one, right? But in this move, what makes it special is that the top hand stays the top hand, the bottom stays the bottom hand. Now, something that's important here, you see how my hand, in this one position, my hand's on this side of the elbow. You see that? Now, the other position, my hand comes in a little bit. It's probably hard to see it on TV. But it's like your hand is traveling a little bit to make this catch happen, okay? So I'm here, boom, boom. I mean, the travel is minimal, but sometimes it helps to think like, okay, my hand's gonna be over here. Top hand. Push comes from the top hand. The bottom hand actually sometimes, in certain directions, the bottom hand can actually help you create the tension to get a nice quick spin. So I'm actually pushing in. See, this is the type of pressure I'm talking about, right? Like I can actually hold the hoop sideways with this pressure. Boom, boom. Top hand. Now you're going to turn it towards the thumb. Quick. Now that's the thing about this move. It has to be quick. Boom, boom. And your hoop might just be too big, honestly. Boom. Sweet. Oh, tech troubles. Oh, sorry, Mimi. Okay, guys, I think that we're there. We'll pick up some more on this. So hopefully, maybe you got a feel for it. I'm gonna play a couple more songs just for me to hoop to, and if you have to bail, you understand. This will be our free hoop, though. And anyway, thank you for yesterday. By the way, I really, really enjoyed that. And we'll have a class on Thursday. We'll be doing some more technique on Thursday. On Thursday, we're probably going to be doing a socks class. So I'm going to need you to find a pair of medium thickness to thin socks that come past your wrist. Socks class Thursday. Again, thank you, everybody. I'm still here if you have questions, but otherwise I'll be off the mic. You're welcome, Tina. Thank you, guys. Jackie, sweet. Yeah, you got some homework if you want it. I love this stuff, guys. I'll finish my free doing some of this, and maybe that'll help you understand where it can go if you want. Sweet, doll. Have fun. Thank you, Tina. You know, it's interesting, Donna, like how many different ways we can get to very similar places. Yeah, totally. Yeah, you can be both. I like flowist. I like that. I just realized that the music info has not been working. I'm sorry about that, guys. This is all on SoundCloud, and I'll publish the playlist.
Homage.
I have to post, now that we're live on YouTube again, I will have to post the last 3 classes in a row. So I'll start with tonight's, and then I'll have to sort of retroactively add the last 2 that didn't get streamed to YouTube. Sorry about that if you're on YouTube and you didn't know what was going on. The link went down, and I don't really know why. Okay, so I'm going to do one more song, and then we'll call it a night. I'm going to make this play. I will put the link to the playlist. These are just, I didn't play all the songs, but this is the link. I'm sorry that I didn't have the information up. Okay. So that is a link with all the songs in it. Thanks for the birthday well wishes, guys. I really appreciate it. I had an awesome birthday. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Have a great night. And I will see you Thursday. Bring some socks.